This is Bill Jasper with the New American Magazine and our special on-site coverage of the United Nations Rio Plus 20 Conference on Sustainable Development, also known as the Earth Summit. Correspondent Alex Newman and our film crew are in Rio de Janeiro now for the preliminary program of the conference before the main events start on June 20th. So, Alex, we're glad to see that you and the crew made it down there safely to Rio and are at the conference. Before the main events start here, what have you seen in Rio today?
Well, the first thing that sticks out is the amount of resources they're using on this thing is just unimaginable. They've got military police and police on every street corner. They've got huge booths and all kinds of electrical stuff running, AC. So much resources must have gone into this. I'm still working on figuring out an approximate price tag on what they paid for this. It's actually a tough figure to find. But so far, a lot of luxury stuff, a lot of luxury cars driving in, a lot of security, and obviously a lot of money spent on this.
So what about the summiteers? 20 years ago, the city was pretty tightly packed, something between 20,000 to 30,000 delegates, reporters, activists there. Does it look like the city is filling up?
Oh, absolutely. There's people everywhere. There are security, like I said, police, military, all over the place. All of the locals that we've talked to have had a lot of interesting insight to offer about this. They say the place is flooded with foreigners, diplomats, journalists, a lot of Chinese, some Swedes, and so yeah, there's a lot of people here already, and we anticipate that there's going to be a lot more in the coming days.
One thing that I noticed, Alex, is that what seems to be strikingly absent from the official deliberations and the reporting so far is any explicit mention of global warming or climate change, which is certainly strange since that has been the premier hobby horse of the Greens for over a decade. I sat in on a UN telephone conference call for select journalists organized by UNEP, the United Nations Environmental Program, today. It was co-hosted by several of the big environmental activist groups, including the Natural Resources Defense Council and the Pew Environmental Group. And a couple of these green activist leaders explicitly said that they were very upset that climate change has been pushed off center stage for less familiar terms and projects such as sustainable development and biodiversity.
To me, it seems like they're trying to phase it out slowly. One thing that really struck me when I was in the conference hall is how few references there were to the climate and how everything now is suddenly focused on sustainability. And as you know, there's hundreds of different versions of sustainable development. So they're just using the new buzzword now, but it's the same agenda that they had during the climate change thing. And I think we're going to see climate change appearing in the debates a lot less. And I think the reliance on sustainability, it's already started. And I think going forward, we're going to hear that term a lot more.
Green economy is now one of the central pillars and key buzzwords of the globalist UN agenda. They want us all to jump on board this bandwagon. But the last time I checked, they hadn't even agreed on a definition for it. Have they even been able to come to some kind of agreement on what this term green economy is supposed to mean?
So that's another one of the big buzzwords here. We need to move toward a green economy. They still have not completely defined it, but based on the documents that they've put out so far that we've reported about at thenewamerican.com, it appears to be a sort of planetary level central planning aimed at, well, of course, it encompasses all different facets of life, but the overarching themes are less consumption, less people, and more sustainability.
Although it hasn't been officially defined, is it accurate to say that what is being proposed under the banner of green economy entails more central planning, more centralized governmental power over all aspects of our lives at the national and international levels?
Oh, absolutely. And I would recommend people go check out thenewamerican.com. We've got two very good reports on what they're doing with this green economy. One of them is about top-down green world order, and that deals with more of the central planning side of it. In their reports, they're openly talking about using government policies, using coercion to reorient consumption, reorient economic production. And so there is a very real element of central planning in all of this. And then on the flip side, they're trying to amass all these new powers at the international level to direct education, to make people grow up believing in sustainability and that the UN is the answer to this mysterious sustainability. So, I mean, the terms they use, I think they're quite frightening. They talk about changing people's mindsets, changing people's lifestyles, changing consumption patterns, and reorienting basically all of human civilization to meet the goals of this largely undefined green economy and sustainable world.
Okay, thank you, Alex. We'll be looking forward to your next report. Stay safe. Bye now.